Lord. Oh, lady, you can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Design. And lo que estoy pensando es right to my heart, Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop, INTAYIAFAY, Art Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo Acevedo. I'm so bored. My current situation. Most of everyone in my family of origin is a rapist, murderer, thief, which is why I keep dating and keep on you away from them. You can decapitate my homies, so the sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of your same money. You can decapitate la niches, la hermana, la madre, whoever stays in my homes without my permission. Steals my vehicle, steals my money, gets paid to pretend to be me. They're so disgusting. Ew. People call him asco. En agua, Puerto Rico, asquito, más asqueroso no puede ser. Look at people say, don't keep it at just ASCO. Just go by number, birthday. ASCO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ¿Cuántos son? 4. Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco. Ew. They just become an audience. They're so gross. They're drug addicts, people say. I don't know. I've never been in my own home. They don't let me in my own home to get my belongings. And I possibly paid for that home just then. When my parents had me paint with them, and the artwork was sold extended for tips, or people donated money to him and said, "Here's for your life." I'm not his wife. My parents tried to arrange a marriage with them based on my feelings. They're terrorists. They're so gross. So I know my place around them is never on their dick. So I stay away from it. Always. What else? What else? I missed Jaden. I didn't give up Jaden. I didn't give up Kehlani. These leeches let in the way we receive money, so I look like a bad mother, and then they hot date. They're disgusting. They try to compete over dates. Ew. They're sex addicts. So gross. Disgusting. They stole my money to date them, and then they welcomed themselves into my bedroom in my parents' home. And they raped me. They terrorized my parents to provide for me, trying to rape me. They're disgusting. My dad is very in tune with my feelings. Sadly, I say, because he's like, "Kiddo, you're gonna starve one day," suddenly because you're so quiet that you're not willing to walk up to a police station and say, "I'm a victim of theft. I need money." And these leeches get in the way of my life. So he's basically almost recreated the abuse from them in my childhood towards me. And any other new prospects, it says Richie Hill raping me in 2023, so that they get the death penalty. Porque I don't think I'm gonna sue them. He says, if you were that type, I don't respect that. Pero I would have supported you in that, and like I'm gonna sue them and get more money than they steal from me. That's impossible with the sense of entitlement that I have over this man. What else? I wouldn't even be satisfying him. It wouldn't even be satisfying. They're gross, they're disgusting, so I don't want money that they touch. What else? So death penalty is, I was thinking for them, because that's what goes through my head. It's like I want them to, for raping me, for stealing my money, and then mocking me, showing up to my parents' home with someone that they just had fucked the night before, we're taking out on a date, and mocking me and being like, "Ah, you didn't take me out on a They're disgusting. Son una basura. El minorito ese también. Ew. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Full. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Anyways, I want to order food. You can capitate everyone that steals my money, everyone that gets in the way of mercy and money. I just ate a slice of bread and drink water. I'm not illegally prostituting myself like these leeches do for food. They're disgusting. Their dad possibly started on purpose, so I'm seeking the death penalty for him. A ver si ella por un día en la vida de Benjamín aprenden a ser hombres. What else? So you can decapitate Benjamin. Suarez Lorenzo's sons. I mean, Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo, if he's purposely getting away with receiving money or stealing from me, so that I start and show that I'm a grateful person and that I don't go on stealing from people if I'm hungry. I budgeted my food stamps and my cash somewhat wisely to where I'll have food this weekend. And then I'll head over next week to those places that say that they offer free food. Or if they do. My food stamps get deposited on the 25th. You can decapitate how many Suarez sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of mercy and money. So that I say that because then they find more people that they can date. And that they can rape. They've been raping for more than 30 years. They're disgusting. Having all my money from me so I can't date. They've been raping for more than 30 years. They're disgusting. Una basura. I laugh at anyone that thinks that I would fight for that thing. Never. That's not worthy of me. That is never worthy of me. It starves me on purpose trying to rape me. And then it goes mocking me to his significant other. Then I have feelings for him, and he would never want his significant other to feel less than me. El tipo es un menorito, un bruto, una asquerosidad. Ew. You can decapitate my sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. It's April 18, 2025. I misstated and I was kidding. Also, I select the soup as the option here to see who delivers. What else? And then I'm sorry. I only think that's the one that that's supposed to be where I eat soup, but I eat soup at other places too. It's so weird because I never walked into a place except La Madre. Wanting soup. What's Hearthstone Bakery? And is it eatery? I'm not clicking on the link. Just to see the full name. What else? You can decapitate me, how many Suarez sons. That rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of mercy. Like, can we find somebody serious? I purposely am seeking the death penalty for this leech that wants me to use my food stamps for victims soup only. So that he can say to people, ya una menorita no sabe ni cocinar. Ew. Do I have pictures here of food that I've cooked for myself? I have on Instagram. What else? Una basura, son una asquerosidad. What else? Por eso que si dicen Valeria celebra todo cumpleaños con ella todavía. She's like, eventually Arlene se va a dar por vencida y no va a querer ese pene. Y después se va a olvidar de ella. Yo voy a estar con mi maridito y me like, ay, mira, todo el aniversario que se lo amor, no valió la pena violarte, Corderé. Solamente me da una foto. ¿Cuántos años llevas cerrando? $100, gente. O más. Ew. They're disgusting. Una basura, una asquerosidad, gente. Ellos lo hacen por contar. People say que for them it would be más saludable darle 100 Cheerios y que lo cuenten. And they don't take advice. For real. For real. Decades ago, people do terapia pedagógica with this. And family parties, that you're not doing anything and I don't see you like daydreaming or thinking about anything. Vamos a poner esta mesita aquí. Ponte a contar Cheerios, cuenta hasta 100. Das más saludable que estar celebrando aniversario con gente que te viola y que tú violas, ¿ok? Ok, vete a lo que tú quieras. I did my part y le enseñé a él un visual de lo ridículo que se ve violando y dejándose violar, ¿ok? And someone says, okay, firstly, visual is not his learning style. Yo tengo un catecismo para él in a few hours. Déjenlo bailar, déjenlo comer tranquilo. Que allá voy yo con la letanía, pero corta. Only 5 minutes. Y él me escucha a mí, so hopefully le entra eso por la cabeza a él. Que deje de estar celebrando aniversario con gente que él viola. Ew, decades ago, he showed up to me with like 3 of them behind him, his half brother. Arlene, we want to celebrate our anniversary together. ¿Qué aniversario? See, that used to rape me in my bedroom. He stole my money so I couldn't date him, and then he would brag about a quién se lo estaba metiendo el pene, quién se quedaba en mi casa sin mi permiso, a quién él le daba mi vehículo sin mi permiso, a quién le pagaba para que se hiciera pasar por mí. El tipo un bruto, una asquerosidad, gente. Tan un asco. You can decapite Jaden and Arlene Lorenzo Suarez that's starting to rape me, Jaden and Kehlani. Before Jaden and Kehlani were born. My parents did Wanderlust. It didn't work out for me, so I chose to not raise Jaden and Kehlani. And that's the time Wanderlust is me, Jaden and Kehlani. With a little bit of anger. Se dice el entorno para el cine. Well, at Target, I seen a car, and they're like, didn't you see this? Oh, yeah, back then they were a mess. So I'm like, here's a car for Target. I saw this on Instagram, and I was at Target, there's like, I'm like, what is your favorite? Take your favorite. Just porn. I'm polyamorous and I don't have my own personal money to date. And I'm a victim of that. So when I get money, I would just take myself to Target and try to do this. Right now, you say, I saw this on Instagram. What else? What else? I'm so bored. What else? I'm bored of food that I cooked. What else for myself? I'm an excellent cook and chef. Added blackberries to my chuka. Oh, I was chuka con eso. Y toda la que hay HIV y él dándome dinero para que yo no coma y me muera de hambre. Y él se cree que con un mes sin electricidad yo lo voy a llamar a él 8 meses, porque that's my prediction, gente. 8 meses sin electricidad en mi apartamento. Based on what I witnessed while I was growing up, my prediction is 8 meses. That one also, according to my Facebook fans, I don't even care about my electricity bill right now. If anyone is looking at my profile and is looking at my most recent post, it's non-existent. As of the moment right now, 10:28 p.m. What else? What else? What else? Pero 8 meses de yo no tener electricidad. En un lugar que es nuevo, gente, no tiene problemas de cable ni nada de eso. Hay piscinita y todo. So, 8 meses para que le den la pena de muerte a ellos, se mueran, and the money starts flowing in into my bank account, into my PayPal accounts, into my GoFundMe campaign. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate. Benjamin Suarez sons are rape me, they steal my money, get in the way of stealing money. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes with all my permission, that steals my vehicles, that gets in the way of receiving money, that steals my money. It's April 18, 2025. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? More. That's all the money that I have for food right now. Full. And a gift card that I have for opportunity. The debit card. That only has like $5 in it. I called earlier and thought I had $1. I'm like, okay, so I got paper and money for water. Thought about visiting the library with one of those liter bottles of water that I have, like this one. And fill it up if I run out of water, so I don't have to drink tap water from the faucet. I never like that anyways. And I have money for a filter. What else? 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 I have a ring that I saw earlier in my bedroom that I want an outfit to wear. These shoes I have not worn since last year. And now I feel like I have pieces that match with it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, even the homeless woman has pride. I'm homeless, but that's because I'm a victim of genocide, rape, sexual harassment. Seriously, dude, you're still begging me for sex? Yeah, I'm cool. Se la pasan todos los días, she won't budge. She won't budge. Has nobody for food and she won't budge. She won't let us rape her. She won't budge. She won't budge. Ew. Déjense jode que te jode. No, Arlene won't budge. Arlene won't budge. No, Arlene won't budge. Ew. Son una asquerosidad. Una gente tan puerca, una basura. What do I want? What do I want? In the meantime, there's some people on my island that we love playing with these beaches because they creen que viven con ella. Y no. Yo pago. No. Yo no estoy viviendo allí. Y pagándole todo a ella. Porque people get knives out, I've heard. And chopsticks. And they're like, como que tú dices que vives con ella y ella no tiene dinero ni para comer. They're scared because some people say they try to create a persona of criminals and they're gonna die sooner than they would have died anyways. Hopefully. They're done. They're done. If I get my word in 8 months, I'm in a death penalty. But I'm gonna be here for the next 8 months on my life, regardless whether I have money or not. Maybe not as it says it because no, if I have money, then I'm still making a presence online. I want paisanos. What else? What else? What else? I'm so so bored. Where are my pictures of the food that I cook for myself? I don't need to brag to the rapists. Like, look at how I heal myself. Ew, 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 ew. What do I want? Star Wars sounds amazing. I want mashed potatoes. Oh, is that, how long does it take? Is this like a pre-trial thing? Practice, so I actually go through with it. Ya para que se lo entregue como si fuera matrimonio. Ahí lo tienes, mátalo already. Porque maybe in a courtroom, and even if I had money to buy food, the judge will be like, I just ate a Star Wars. I'm like, I just ate from the stand next door. Because I had to like eat my food in 10 minutes to be back and I couldn't even get coffee. Or thank you. For allowing me to bring my coffee while I'm testifying. What else? What else? Some people say that I have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, regardless, to be able to testify against them in court, and that it's gonna be just as difficult, even if I have financial stability. And I'm staying at a hotel, my kids are with me, that they'll still try to make my life a living hell. And I'm okay with testifying against these bitches, all of them. The female, I'm hoping for like, una portada de todas muertas. Por violarme mis derechos, por robarme mi dinero, por causar que Jaden y que Money sean separados y separada de mí. They're disgusting. These are minorities. They're victims. They expose themselves. They're so gross. Medicines. They're just as guilty as the men. I know you didn't believe in equality, that this is just a great proof of it. What do I want? Is this what before? I ordered this at the Town Place Sweets. I had it delivered by Uber Eats. I try to stay away from citrus due to a permanent ulcer in my body that may have healed already, but I don't want to find out. It affects those. What else? Oh, I don't bring that up every day. What else? I want to fake my life that this is an actual vegetable when it isn't. So maybe I would have just a salad. And I want fish. Besides Caesar salad always, for the most part. It's really good from here, so. What is this? That sounds good with the rice too. And maybe a side of mashed potatoes. I should have done that day. Our Jaden can only in court Sundays testifying against people that abused me, possibly people that invaded my privacy and showed up talking to them. Ew. Porque nada in this planet people say goes unpunished as far as like being out there to the public in some way. So even though I don't highlight it, even though they may never go to jail for abusing me, they're being exposed so that people don't fall for their dumbness, ideally. What else? I don't want any more food. What else? I'm gonna take myself to Disneyland next week. If this were a trial against them and I will be testifying, the judge won't be allowing me to take as many vacations as I want to take possibly. And would say to Lorenzo, your trip is about to wait. We won't be having a break from sessions until month 3. During these dates, you can book your trip during those days if you want. What else? 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 Ooh, fiestas in town. I mean, fiesta is starting soon or just started. Oh, it just started today. I'm always current. Oh, I was just thinking that I want to visit the Hard Rock Cafe. And I wanted to attend this place. What else? 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 Are the pictures of food that I posted? Should I guess? Maybe. What else? What else? What else? Oh, more. 2 people are watching. 0 like this post. What else? Oh, I nervously miss. Did I not see? Sí, ella no me reconoce como tu esposa, yo la mato. Have you heard those behind the scenes? Gente, I love my solitude. I love my solitude. For real, I don't let people interrupt my peace more than they try to. Ew, ew, ew. This is about me, not about them. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. What else? This is so. I'm decapitating Jennifer Marie Vasquez in self-defense one day. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. So bored. Anyways, all these pictures. Oh. Maybe not. This is so sad. One person's watching, 0 like this post. You can make money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky's eyes go, looks like it's coming straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop, INTAYIAFAY, entire shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/Arlene-Lorenzo. What else? What else? What else? There's no requirement of how many pictures one needs to campaign, so don't listen to these speeches. If they try to hold you back of like there's only one picture, there could be no picture. They're disgusting. They're just looking for jerk off material, sadly. They're gross. And they're trying to eavesdrop and find out like who I've been around. Ew, ew, ew. Have you heard them behind the scenes? I haven't talked to these niches in more than 20 years. I pride myself in that. I pride myself in that. I even stopped attending family parties decades ago to not run into crybaby. For real, for real. Because I can kill it in self-defense. All like 4 of them. Or at least 3. What else? 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 More. Attend a yoga class next week. What else? What else? Oh, this is it. uploading the wrong pictures. Which one, guys? I got what else? Put it in there. What else? Maybe this tampoco. What else? 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 I'm bored. I haven't posted this right in my heart in a while. What else? 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 Is this it? It can't be done. Click on the. According to the borough officer, do they have like a certain amount of days to respond when they miss that, like in 2020 or before that? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Zero people watching, zero like this post. I can't be this 2 pictures. And I think I posted more. That's so weird. Oh, there might be some here. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? My siblings want to play. Ew, they're so disgusting. Si él me invita a salir, yo lo voy a besar de la cintura para abajo. Pero entonces cuando él te lleva una cita, tú lo besas de la cintura para arriba, ¿ok? They're disgusting. So gross. Ew, and they associate themselves with that grossness. They're disgusting. Ew, that's creepy. Eso para pelos de la asquerosidad que. Ew, ew, ew. Y eso se cree que yo lo voy a sacar una cita un día o que voy a sacar tiempo de mi día para dejarlo que me viole nunca. I want him dead before he rapes me. Porque he already said decades ago that he's looking forward to doing a Richie and just standing by me at the side of a road and taking me hostage and raping me. And he was too close at the library when I was there the other day. That's why I don't approach him. And I say, dude, I need money because he's possibly just going to take me hostage and rape me if I even talk to him. I didn't even think to file a police report when they were at Corazon Day Center all day Sundays. Look at this is stuff from decades ago, though they are actively stealing from me. And this originated in Aguada, Puerto Rico. And I just want to kill Brittany Egerson in self-defense when I think of Corazon Day Center. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? There it is. A dish that I cooked for myself. 2 cups of water. I added sazón goya, adobo goya, salt. I added a plantain. This is a potato, possibly a russet potato or some like red potatoes, 2 or 3. Depends on the size of them. I also added cilantro. I added onions and garlic. I let that simmer. And then I added avocado and cheese. Third. It simmered for like 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes I add videos to it. I cooked it with a sweet potato just for variety. It's not something that I look forward to. I did the potato thing and instead of Gouda, I added, instead of mozzarella cheese, I added Gouda to it. It was so yummy. I added broccoli to it too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I may want to add like zucchini. I sometimes add carrots to it, or squash would be really good. I add lentils sometimes to it. What else? 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 I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I want to be in my apartment almost half naked and there's no electricity there. I hate that. And I've never conditioned Jaden to want me to provide for me. And I won't start right now. I'm not gonna ask my kid what this leech steals from me. It's not my kid's responsibility to parent me. I hate that type. Some of them do what they have to do because they don't know the abuse towards them. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad, una basura. You can decapitate him, I mean, inside of substance. That raped me, to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They're disgusting, gente. They're disgusting. For una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Cyrus Peña, the traffic me into poverty, trying to rape me, for him to later tell me that he's into my sister more than me. They're trying to get me to kill myself. They're disgusting and they confer behind the scenes. They're like, Cyrus, what's the progress on that 10-4 spit sperm that I didn't want to swallow? Is what he does. Porque Cyrus quizá tiene tres jevas que a él le gustan y él quiere entonces meterle más en eso. Or because he's a sex addict, he's like, what else can Cyrus produce? Da un asco, gente. Da un asco. Son una basura. Son una asquerosidad. In the meantime, I love this. I haven't cooked eggs in a while. I will eat it first. What else? 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 I'm so bored. No, no me tiene que importar si Jellica Fix, whatever, released a tutorial of stitches before I did. They have a competition behind the scenes with leeches or people that they rape. I googled like stitches. I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly like I'm gonna work. You know, I have the pictures with the dates and everything, and I haven't posted it yet. And then I said, ew, my family was just so gross. No. So in 2018, they pop up in my mind sometimes. I'm like, ay, no, menorito asqueroso, full. He rapes someone, doesn't he? Or he steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. And he's going to say that he paid that person to create a tutorial beating me to it just like she beat me to his dick when I'm not competing for his dick. So you can decapitate that person. I don't even know if that's her name. If she steals my money, stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. It's April 18, 2025. What else? 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 So bored. I gotta get back to painting. Is it this one? This one. They want to mock me that my last text is just stating Kanani. That's just a feature on a phone, gente. That's just a feature on a phone. They're disgusting. They spelled out a hate crime towards me decades ago. Ew. Where did this go? There's some pictures of food that I cooked for myself. I posted. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So what is it? This clicking on the same. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I love that piece that I painted. It's so pretty. This is pretty too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What are these pictures? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm gonna take myself on a date next week. You can decapite Alejandro Rial, que una basura en la universidad. Y tipo un puerco, una basura. He hosts leeches in my home for him. That's why people are like, getting there. I don't even remember his name. What does he look like? As I was posting in 2020, Arlene Alvarado got in the way, Carolina Chavez got in the way, Gustavo Cáceres got in the way, Estio Rivera got in the way, Ginny Teresa Suarez got in the way. Daban asco, son una basura, una asquerosidad. In the meantime, I'm for myself, Jaden Kiloni. What else? 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 I need to go down and go cheese with avocado. I used to make like 2 avocados a day some days. What else? I miss salmon. I miss Argentinian shrimp from, what's it? From Trader Joe's. He's trying to kill everyone who's vegan. He's gross. Ew. Y él no comió pernil. My grandparents on him. Or even if he didn't, if it's available, I'll eat it. What else? What else? What else? What else? This is so good. This is so good. This I love. I want to get back to that. I have so much muscle now on my nalgas. Pero I'm not there. I can't forget about chips with my sandwich. Dark chocolate caramels. My cinnamon peanut butter. Bananas. That's usually my snarking too. And I eat pancakes with banana. I want overnight oats tomorrow. And I don't want money. He wants to tell me, Arlene, this was reserved solamente para las prostitutas ilegales. Overnight oats, so we can use code words, voices. Overnight oats, what do you think? And she'll be like, oh, how expensive are they? People talk about these things publicly. Entonces she says the amount that she'll charge them to pretend to be me, that, yeah, or the amount that they're willing to pay for her to pretend to be me. And then they'll go on to be like, so is it overnight? Or is it oats? Son una basura, gente. Y él cree que yo lo voy a llevar a una cita a él. Ni como plus one sirve, gente. Dan asco, gente. For whoever watches this, it doesn't go on throwing up after. of overnight oats so that they don't throw up the next time that they eat overnight oats. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? When does this turn off? 24 minutes. Anyways, what else? What else? What else? Let's just look. Oh, I just clicked on that. Anyways, what else? What else? What else? I'm a legend. Oof, I'm a legend. I'm like. What else? 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 Possibly the prettiest that I've painted to me in a while. I really like that piece. I gifted it. There were people like farting in the room as I was painting. Like, I need to say, hurry, 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 hurry. And leave ill. That was a Corazon de Center. They starve people on purpose to steal money from people, and then people end up at Corazon de Center getting raped, possibly. Ew, they're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. They possibly use the videos to masturbate in order to find people like, finally the hot one that was here a few days ago. Is she registered with her name or not? They're disgusting. One of the founders of Corazon de Center is trafficked me into poverty, trying to rape me. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. I want to get back to Netflix and having electricity in my apartment. Anyways, I foresee 8 months without electricity in my apartment. Based on how these leeches rape and steal money from people, they're trying to get me to head over to a homeless shelter to violate my rights of like, ya la tía tiene que estar durmiendo si no está molestando en el internet. Yes, you can't have visitors in a homeless shelter. They're disgusting. I'm gonna kill them in self-defense. I hope my dad provides me with the opportunity to decapitate them myself, is what I say. But I don't know if I'm physically strong to do that. What else? 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 I don't know. I never know. Because usually we didn't know that it was on footsteps. And look at that. Right now I'm like, my footsteps are kicking. Look at that. What else? What else? And people that don't want to be on footsteps for necessity. And sometimes they alert the FBI. They say kill them in self-defense for me. I have a very strong case against them too. I'm an expert at sorting through evidence myself and knowing what is a good piece of evidence and not. Excuse me, I don't see. For raping me, for stealing my money, for getting in my homes without my permission, for stealing my vehicle, my rights, so I end up at a homeless shelter. The homeless shelter was better than being raped than them by them. What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. There's no such thing as family rivalry. And they want to kill me to prove that they could get away with it. They're dumb. They're stupid. They're disgusting. Si yo me quiero sacar un moco, ahora mismo me lo puedo sacar. They want me to blame the FBI, that it's the FBI's fault, that I'm poor, they don't do anything. The FBI isn't the one stealing my money. Porque ellos quieren crear un atentado hacia el FBI. So they're looking for a scapegoat. They will be like, I'm like, that bear is my best friend. Things could be worse. If the FBI didn't exist, he would be in the middle of the street in San Antonio raping me, possibly while I scream. What else? 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 Siempre dan agua con la maldita basura esa de que quiere un atentado hacia el FBI. El tipo es un puerco, un menorito, una asquerosidad. Es una basura. Fo. Ew, es un puerco. You can decapitate Benjamin Soros and sons. That Rick me is steal my money and get in the way of mercy money. I want to shop at H&M today. For myself and for Jane and Kenani. What else? What else? What else? I read this ish earlier. They want to try to convince people no le den dinero todavía. Gloria Nirsa se murió hace poco. She should be mourning her mother for the next 60 years of her life till she dies. In the meantime, one of these bitches like, oh my god, I sound the same when they speak sometimes. I want to fuck her too. They're disgusting. They're disgusting, gente. They're disgusting. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew. In the meantime, I posted this earlier. What else? And I posted this earlier. I've been laughing at her since 2020. Ella es una menorita asquerosa. Me roba mi dinero. She gets in the way of me receiving money. She thinks that I'm going to post every dress that she's worn next to them, that she steals from me, every home that she's been into with them, that she steals from me, every vehicle that she's been with them, that they steal from me. Si a esto se le sale lo de puerca when she talks to people, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I have nothing to prove to people about her. Ella quiere posicionarse como que mejor que yo. Ew. You can decapitate Germinos Guerrero that steals data thinking on these child support money. What else? What else? So is he telling people, no, there's not going to be a sleepover in her apartment? I didn't know that she likes her personal space. Él tiene lista de fila de gente que want to sleep over in my apartment. People that I never talked to, classmates from school that they want to meet. People I fantasize this really with. Porque he must keep his list current. So they're always engaging in conversation. Daddy Yankee told me how to question group chat. That's what I also say. Ew. In the meantime, I'm gonna order food for myself from Starbucks. Oh, I want coffee. I like the coffee from there. What else? I want to get back to stitching full pieces of them, right? What else? And activating my website Arlene Lorenzo. What is stitch? I'm excited about that. This is a very good hobby and I'm very talented. What else? What else I like painting too? What else? I'm a legend. Always. What else? That's why he's trying to kill me. Ew. He's disgusting. una basura, una asquerosidad. Es un puerco. You can decapitate him. I mean, sort of in the sense that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They get in the way of my goal of ending hunger, ending homelessness, ending boredom, and ending poverty. What else? I want to tan and take more pictures of myself. What else? I miss cooking for myself. What else? What else? I'm bored. I miss dating. I miss getting on you. You can decapitate my homies, so the sons of sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I'm that bored and went on to disclose like every little detail of my life with my kids. What else? What else? They're disgusting. My parents had me wonder this, and that happened when I was 3, and I don't remember it. I don't let him near me to rape me ever. I've dined with him, tranquilita. They have a gross obsession of buying milkshakes for the kids. I thought about that yesterday. Lorenzo would try to overfeed Jason. Like, I'm serving him lunch. I'll be right back. I'm getting fresh bread from the bakery. And I would get back. And she's like, le di un vaso de leche. I'm like, leech, please. They couldn't wait for me to feed him lunch. And I didn't think he his grandparents, like his parents, took him to Burger King and like, le compramos 2 batidas de leche. Y se la tomó todo. Ay, baby boy, you don't need to do that. No. They're disgusting. The one doesn't let them make them y lo llenan de leche or their milkshake. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, qué gente tan puerca. Oh, you can decapitate and I was kind of steals from me, stays in my home without my permission. Steals my vehicles. I have 4 BMW Y19. Él le da mi carro. About that I would date him. Lorito ese. ¡Qué asco, gente! ¡Qué asco! El tipo un puerco, una basura. Y esa gente son worse than hillbillies. Qué gente tan puerca. You can decapitate someone who knows Morales. What else? Oh, entonces the leches wanna confront me and be like, como que moi. ¿Qué significa ese moi? Son una basura, gente. Son una basura, gente. Son una asquerosidad. curiosidad. You can decapitate Maribel Matias. You can decapitate Claudio Gabriela Martinez Urias. Do my siblings rile them up? Behind the scenes, they're like, Gaby, pregúntale qué es eso, mátala already, te está tratando de levantar el novio. They still do that shit. Ew. I haven't been around that in more than 20 years. As soon as I left my parents' home, like, I have peace that I won't ever disrupt. I don't need to find out chisme. They come up to me and confess how gross they are. What else? You can decapitate Ginny Gendaviris Lorenzo Suarez, Danny Lorenzo, que es una basura. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money, get in the way of mercy and money. Ginny Gendaviris drank my first coffee for me with him decades ago. Ya él amarró a mi cama de balabustre en mi casa sin ella tener permiso de estar allí. El tipo es un puerco, la llevó a South by Southwest because she was the short thing orgasm. Dame más cuenta y no me dan mi dinero so I can date. So Gigi and the ladies has to be such a petty fuck. A bad lay, so are they. But I believe in equality, gente. That has to be a petty fuck, a bad lay, and I don't do petty fucks, I don't do bad lays. You can decapitate Gaminos Carreras, steal statements, and Kehlani's child support money. I want money for food right now, I don't have any. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo, Salvador, fuck me instead. Se quedó en mi casa sin mi permiso, manejó mis vehículos. By the age of 19, I had at least 4 BMWs that I've yet to drive. And this leech would drive them. Dan un asco, se hacen pasar por mí. Ew. You can decapitate la leech esa, Maria Lorenzo Acevedo. That steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. Ew, she wants people to rape me. She's disgusting, una basura. You can decapitate me, Jaime Suarez and his sons. That rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. She's trying to protect that penis for herself and her daughter. And ella no sabe ser mujer. Eso no se protege cogiéndolo de rehén. Esto es una menorita asquerosidad. Eso es un menorito asquerosidad. Dan un asco, gente, son una basura. I'm tagging the FBI in this post. NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department in the United States, the International Criminal Court. Even though the International Criminal Court exists, I'm seeking the death penalty for Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. I'm seeking the death penalty for Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money, that stay in my homes without my permission and steal my vehicles, that infiltrate my homes with leeches, that steal my money. I'm so bored. I missed it, I missed my money. Yeah. I missed it. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo que se invitó a mi casa. I didn't invite her there. Did you see that Facebook post? Ew, she lied at work. FYI, everyone, she lied at work. That she's sick and she's here. Fall. I posted it on Facebook, didn't I? Ew, gente tan puerca. They steal my money, they stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles, they get in the way of me receiving money. That leash drove my BMWs, I had at least 4 by 1999. Listen, Alex se la mamó a él and drove my vehicle. Ew, without my permission, stayed in my home without my permission. So did Grisel Davila, dan un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Licinales, you can decapitate Grisel Davila, you can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Soledo, you can decapitate Camilo Carrero, steals my money, Jason and Kilani's child support money. A mí no me tiene que importar dónde tuvo ese pene. He wants to keep a record so that my kids know of everywhere that Edgar has put his penis in before my children's birth. That's not what birth is. I have a birth certificate that states me as Jaden Zankelari's mom and Edgar Munoz Carrero, 7/17/1980, 15370, 4451 as the dad of Jaden Kilani. That's it. That's not up for discussion. They want to torment me behind the scenes. Que Lizzie had a better idea of what academy I should have enrolled Jaden Kilani. Gente, da un asco. Lo que hace tuviera bad gente. Es un menorito asqueroso. Sex addict que se pone a ver preschool con la gente para violar, a ver qué le entregan para violar. Si él viola a esa nena. Why so neighbor isn't Gianmarco in the picture? Ew, qué gente tan puerca, tan asquerosa, una basura. Ew. I'm tagging the FBI in this post, NATO, Interpol, the International Criminal Court. The U.S. Department of Justice. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Astrid Nicole Nazario and Axel Nazario that bullied me through Facebook in 2020. What else? You can decapitate La Lich, Elisa Munoz Carrero, and La Lich, Maria Luisa Rosa. You can decapitate that stay in my homes without my permission. They drove my BMWs that I didn't get to drive. My name is on the title. I had a parking situation in my parents' home. He infiltrated my homes with leeches, so I'm like, at what day should I even show up to get my money and my vehicles and my belongings if there's always leeches there que se ponen mis panties nuevas, la dejan sucia en mi casa as an act of terrorism, so I can't enter my own home. They're disgusting, son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez or the sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa. You can decapitate Yelitza Munoz Carrero. What else? I don't remember all their names. Melanie, Lindsay, Caitlin, Angela, Rachel, La Otra, whatever, Asquerosidad. He wants to show me what an orgy with them would look like. In the meantime, I got my shoes ready. They're very heavy. Maybe if I knock their faces with each shoe, I can kill them all in self-defense. There's a reason for mismatching shoes, so I think there might be some mint on them. Son unos puercos, una asquerosidad. I'm also killing Brittany Akerson in self-defense one day. What else? You can decapitate me. How many sons that rape me and steal my money, get in the way of me receiving money? You can decapitate all these leeches that stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, get in the way of me receiving money, steal my money. As of 1999, I have not driven my own vehicles. And some of these leeches did. They're disgusting. Ew. You can decapitate Damaris Aviles. That decades ago, me as a minor little girl, she walked up to me and threatened me to leave her Ken alone. Dan un asco, gente, ya matan por pena y vagina. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez's sons. That rape me, they steal my money, get in the way of your saving money, they steal my homes, they steal my vehicles. They infiltrate my homes with leeches, possibly Ricardo también, their kids. Ew, 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 ew. Y le pagan por mamarse y hacerse pasar por mí. Fo. Dan un asco, gente, son una vergüenza. I'm never taking that out as a plus one. I'm never taking that on a day. I'm never letting it rape me. So you can kill it right away. What else? I'm bored. You can decapitate Juana Vargas. That targeted me and my mother as the inside rapist because I didn't have a set of grandparents who were grown up. You can decapitate Antonio Acevedo. That stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of your state money, steals my money. They pay them to pretend to be me and the other way around. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew. They're so disgusting. They're disgusting. I'm so bored. I order food for myself right now, not have money. In the meantime, behind the scenes, they're like, oh my God, they try to lure in people with someone in the family suffering. Ew. You can decapitate Veronica, whatever her last name is, and Michael Lopez that possibly drove my BMWs. And I didn't get to drive them. I had at least 4 BMWs by 1999, and these leeches stay in my homes without my permission, steal my money, get in the way of me receiving money. They pretend to be me in my homes. They're disgusting. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez, that's una basura, that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicle, steals my money, and gets in the way of me receiving money. Esto es una bruta. Él la quiere posicionar a ella como influencer. That's a violator of rights. People laugh at them. They're like, that's what you get for putting in a leech in the place of a woman. And then they embarrass you like that with that type of comment. They can busca donante. As if kids from now on won't be receiving Christmas presents in the form of cash or birthday presents in the form of cash. Gente. Dan un asco. Y eso tiene un marketing degree, gente, según ella. Ew. What else? What else? You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. You can decapitate Javier Suarez's sons that have raped me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They steal my vehicles. They steal my homes. They infiltrate them with leeches que se ponen mi panty nueva y la dejan sucia supuestamente allí as an act of terrorism so I can't get my belongings in my own home. They thought that after this I would be embarrassed and leave the internet. Embarrassed of what? She's a leech. He has a brand that he says that he puts them in, he calls it something else, or it says right on it, she's a leech. For real, se lo creo que for their anniversary, it's like, here's some lingerie from She's a Leech. What else? For real, people talked about that. Well, the logo just not have anything written. If she's a leech, she got lazy. It's like, no, we can't leave it blank because blank signifies art too. So it has to say she's a leech. They mock the incompatibles and they go on like happy, proudly, showing off their shoes. Maybe he stole my money for that project. I can't remember if he stole my money for that. Ew, 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 ew. After the Eric Ibarra, like they asked him to gifted me money porque that's their boy, that's their boy. Go ahead and get her excited that the artist community is on her side, so she makes a fool of herself. Being like, I'm surrounded by all my artist buddies, Burgundy Woods, her girl, and that shit. I'm no minorita, no pendeja. They literally spelled out a hate crime towards me decades ago. And just because I don't talk about it every day doesn't mean that I don't remember or that I'm not cautious. So I'm like, oh no, Eric Ibarra was the first donation that I received. Full Menorita must be behind all of this stealing my money. When does he kill himself for stealing from me getting money? How long is this gonna take? Who else did I have in those business cards? La Burgundy Woods. It said that as a child was an illegal prostitute staying in my home without my permission. And as an adult, possibly steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my vehicles, and stays in my homes without my permission. They're disgusting, gente. Una basura, una asquerosidad. He lies to people saying that I have Alzheimer's, trying to hold me hostage and rape me. He's disgusting. Una basura is very dangerous. He's a terrorist. Una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want that near me. I don't ever want that near me. What else? 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 Anyways, I want food and I don't want money. You can decapitate. Oh, who cares if he has a degree or not? Apparently no le sirve de nada, gente. I witnessed that. My sibling is almost a doctor. En educación y no tiene nada de educación. She does it to rape kids, possibly. Or to find more people to rape. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Sonia Varela Chapman. I was just posting my thoughts. It's my stream of consciousness, and it doesn't even make sense for me because it's just called a date. But I'm like feeling poetic right now. And it's clickbait for them to confess how they steal from me. It's my brain reacting to that. I don't do it like on purpose. Like I'm gonna catch you stealing from me. But behind the scenes, my brain is celebrating like they're that dumb that they confess of a hate crime towards me, at least. So behind the scenes, and they're possibly confess to everything that they steal from me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Why wouldn't I want to rely on my parents? Some parents provide for their kids forever and even after their death. Esto otra bruta asquerosa. Como que when do I become responsible with myself? They just spit out shit trying to get one to kill oneself. They're disgusting. Él le paga a ella para que ella hagan eso. Full. Ew. Dan un asco de my victim of theft, domestic violence, genocide, abuse, sexual harassment, rape, sexual assault, a hate crime. You can decapitate Sonia Varela Chapman. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That raped me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. This leash stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. And then that's her response to me saying that I need money. She's disgusting. No la quiero decir nada. They're disgusting. Ew, the baby mama of one of them, supuestamente. Fo. They're rape babies then. Oh, all of these kids are rape babies except Jaden and Kelani. So I'm mentora with mentor. And like I'm here with my baby daddy. Both of us did it right. None of you got it right. Porque I give him praise when it comes to the ew. What else? You can decapitate sooner, but a Chapman that steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my vehicles, and stays in my homes without my permission. I'm tagging the FBI, disclosed NATO Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department of the United States International Criminal Court. Oh, that was a message that I received from Kaylani 2 days ago. So I felt like posting him. What else? You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. I'm purposely avoiding posting Sonia Alvarado Chapman's congratulatory messages towards him for him raping me. Because that's what they do behind the scenes. They're leeches, they're disgusting. Son una basura, and they go on to say, in this family they kill and rape, so that's what we do. They don't have a backbone ever. That kid has been staying in my homes without my permission since he was a kid. Possibly as an adult, steals my vehicle, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, and tries to belittle me, trying to get me to kill myself. They're disgusting, all of them. So gross. Ew. I need money. Hey, stop. This was from today. You can decapitate government Colorado still statements and Canadian child support money. This is the slowest internet and spectrum. Services this area. Finally, on their part. Ya sabemos that she doesn't want us to rape her. This is a fine white line between the FBI seriously could arrest any of us gents or leeches and put us in jail for life. So we must be cautious from now on. As if me saying, doesn't put them immediately on the blacklist of some people. They're done unless they see the picture there. They don't get in, and possibly they're gonna have me. I predict 8 months at least without electricity in my apartment. Getting in the way of people sending money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Based on what I witnessed when I was growing up and I heard. What else? Porque she doesn't want to move to a homeless shelter and be a prisoner there. Have you heard them behind the scenes? They're like, it's a homeless shelter. It's like a prisoner there. It's better than being raped by menorito asqueroso. Pero no ideal because it's a violation of my rights. I have money, I just don't have access to it. And they're rapists, murderers, and thieves. And sex addicts, so gross. So they steal. Do they steal so that they don't ever run out of sex? And what they do isn't sex, they're just animals que se trepan encima uno del otro. It's so disgusting. I don't ever want to be a part of it. That has to feel like a dog, like slobbering all over one. Have you noticed? I'm like, oh, is that someone's dog I wanted? Literally the other day, someone's dog was on a leash and he had like kind of walked towards the stadium. I'm like, no. What else? They possibly raped Jada and Kehlani. They're so gross. Ew. That's for Jada and Kehlani to report if it happens. They're very resilient. What else? What else? What else? I'm not gonna go behind the scenes into the dime of did he rape him or not, because that's not healthy for anyone either. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo wants to rape me, so she wants to either be talking about dirty toilets, or complimenting my damn heels, Nina, well done, what is the Danny off? Ew, ew. Ew, you can decapitate Benjamin Sotos and his sons. That rape me and steal my money, get in the way of me receiving money. They want to traffic me as a sex slave. Oh, so they're constantly like, Evelyn, good job. That una mamita, pero no lograste que Arlene se convirtiera en secretaria. Se no te voy a pagar dinero que te iba a dar, pero la mamita anyways. Y él se cree que yo lo voy a llevar a una cita o que lo... Ok. Gente tan puerca. Oh, you can decapitate me. His sons. They're in the way we're seeing money. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo. Esta tipa es una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Menorito ese. Edgar Munoz Carrero is like, do I need to remind you that you're a victim of theft, domestic violence, abuse, rape? Won't I limpiar and you'll remember? So I was screaming and said, I'm like, just give me my money already and stop this shit. Porque no one wants to stop their daily life to be testifying in live or in a courtroom that one is a victim of domestic violence, abuse, sexual harassment. What else? What else? So I felt like maldita sea, todos malditos. Well, they want to know why behind the scenes I'm not there analyzing this, and then I processed it in the moment. I read that text and said, maldita sea, Carlitos. What else? What else? I missed you, Lonnie. You can decapitate. Este tipo de un asco, gente, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, he raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. They go on with, I started my own business too. It could have been a lie to be like, by the way, guys, Facebook is Messenger, okay? But I won't tell you why. To ruin Messenger's branding. He hates education because then he wouldn't be able to rate people. He's disgusting. Da un asco. You can decapitate this, que es una basura, una asquerosidad. He stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of receiving money, steals my money, my gold bars. I think he's already been arrested for that decades ago. According to people in my hometown of Puerto Rico, you can decapitate Benjamin Sotos and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Según ellos, yo le pagaban a él para que se pusiera una peluca y se hiciera pasar por mí. Dan un asco, gente. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. And then they interchange, supuestamente, and these bitches pretend to be me. Ew. Y ellos se creen que yo voy a sacar una cita or take them somewhere plus one. They're disgusting, gente. Una basura, they're una asquerosidad. Ew. You can decapitate Ramona Worsley. If she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of receiving money, or steals my money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. He played behind the scenes because in court I'm gonna hear it, or oh, I'm gonna have to read through all of. No way. Ugh. Possibly. I don't want to throw up right now. Just got not a headache. I don't want to faint. Ugh. Oh no. Ew. Oh, qué asco. If I have to read like text message conversations between them, they're like, "Déjala aplicar la ley, go spank her while she's in a bunk bed." Ew, 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 ew. Yes, I'm gonna need a lot of food, I need water, a lot of self-care, some coffee. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? My regular routine just allows for rest. Art for the most part, dating Kehlani. Hopefully a date here and there to someone that actually is interested in me and I'm interested in. Pero I imagine that to pursue the death penalty possibly, I'm gonna have to read at least there's some messages that the court will be like, these are legit from IPS, we verify. And they sent these messages to each other, and that's why you collected the evidence, but we have other, evidence that suggests that their death penalty worthy. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that works at Haven for Hope that steals from me, gets into the and state money, steals my money, and steals my vehicle, staying in my home without my permission. They profile some people though, just to make a mockery behind the scenes of me of ha ha ha. Ese empleado de medio homeless, ha ha ha. So he's possibly raped everyone from every housing authority in the planet, at least one person, and has them in group chats, possibly. And they met each other. He catalogs them like, hoy toda la rubia, hoy todo housing authority. And some people say, do you really think that's weird that we're all housing authority people? And she's homeless. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Molly Cervantes is if, as an adult, she wants to get pregnant just trying to make me jealous. Steals my money, gets in the way of receiving money, steals my vehicles, or stays in my homes without my permission. Esta gente tan asquerosa, and they find leeches que no se quieren. Hijo. Dan un asco, gente, dan un asco. Mira esta bruta asquerosa, yo que te capite Carolina Chávez. ¿Qué marketing degree marketing? What else? You can decapitate me, having sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of receive money. You can decapitate Deborah Bailey, que se hace pasar por me. That's why they're like, no, no le den dinero for lingerie, then she'll be doing her own job. Never. Ew, they can't get me to have sex with them and are asking that the court decapitates them before they rape me. I'm cautious of not being around them too close, but I'm afraid that I'll walk up to them and say, do I want my money, and then he'll rape me. What else? Dan un asco, Brandon and Raymond gente. Some people don't have birth notes for a reason. They're rape babies. Ew. You can decapitate Deborah Bailey that steals my money, gets in the way of receiving money, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles. Dan un asco. Y yo que decapitate de una cliente que me roba mi dinero, se va a mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mis vehículos. And gets in the way of understanding money. What else? What else? What else? Mira esta, mata por Pérez. It's easy to get confessions from them. They're so dumb. They're so. They're so dumb. This is me trying to get a confession. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. Ew. You can decap Lorenzo. For she stays in my homes without my permission, steals vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. Dan un asco, gente, me encanta la confesión, gente, me encanta la confesión. No la frase, no la frase. Me encanta, gente. Qué asco dan esta gente, por. Ew. What else? I'm bored. Where are those other? What is it? Screenshots? I'm just waiting at those. What else? I'm bored. What else? Oh, they're dumb. I'm the only homeless person in the family too. Ew, so they try to make me look like I'm a drug addict when I'm not. Ew. Dan un asco porque people say that. They try for multiples at a time to be homeless, but they never get away with it. Ew. Esta gente da un asco. Ew. What else? What else? I need to tan. And I need a loofah. You live in the cafeteria, everyone that steals my anxiety, my depression, my poverty, my homelessness. Fall. Y con un cuerpo, él es que se muere por casarse con de él con Luis Lorenzo. Él es el que se quiere casar con Luis Lorenzo. Also, you can decapitated Luis Lorenzo tried to rape me when I was 14. I'm like, if he gets away with raping me, that's who I'm kidding first, and then kidding the rest to steal from me. In self-defense. What else? What else? There's so gross. I could have been in Saks shopping and they stole my money. And they terrorized my parents to not provide for me. What else? They're dumb, they're stupid, they're like, based on the Gloria Lisa didn't drive, she could have gotten to some. My mother took the bus and the subway in New York City, told me stories and all that. And my parents stopped living after Cagao got in my bedroom, stole my money to date him. So basically, he hijacked me in my parents' home and pressured my parents and myself to get out of the house so I can date you and rape you. Fool. Ew, 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 ew. Da un asco, gente, son una basura. Ew, ew, ew. Have an order food for myself, everyone. People are watching, they're like, suppose. What else? Decapitating, running gin and self-defense in there. Shooting Brittany Akerson in self-defense in there. You can decapitate by having sorceress sons. That rape me to steal my money and get in the way we receive money. That steal from me and I can't ever get money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm gonna take myself to the garden next week. Esta tipa es una metiche mentirosa, asquerosa. Yo pendiente a ver cuando yo me encuentro con el menorito a ver si me la mama o no. Fue un asco, gente. Ella es un asco. And they're like, get out of our cities, and entonces we rape each other, and do they try to kill me? The traffic and getting myself into Edgar joining the Air Force so I could raise saving money in peace at military bases where Carlitos couldn't enter, listen right straight to my home to rape me because do they have him like blacklisted if you even see him near exactly in her home, not like near because they traffic leeches into being my neighbors exclusively to be like, we were here in the balcón crossing. Trying to terrorize me. Ew, that's like that leech steals from me and doesn't ever provide for me and keeps stealing sadly because she's so gross. Because she's like, ¿tú te crees que yo le voy a dar dinero a ella? Si él me utiliza a mí, pero es que ella se deja utilizar, son un asco. Ew. So there's possibly poster boards all over the bases that if he's like straight into my home, that he needs to be killed. So he makes a mockery of himself that I'll never find out about it porque yo no vivo pensando en él nunca. Esta leash possibly knows all the details, the deets. If they call it deets, then they're in their hip. What else? 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 Da un asco, gente. Da un asco. So ella quiere estar pendiente cuando él me meta el pene para ella saborearse. Oh, fuck. Ew. Ew, qué asco, killed him. Fuck. That bitch used to do that decades ago. Me violaba en mi cuarto y yo después se iba a la casa de menorita esta asquerosa para que ella le lambiera el pene. Ew. You can decapitate the ladies of Suarez, you can decapitate Benjamin Suarez sons. The rape me is still my money, get in the way we receive money. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. You can decapitate Emily Lorenzo. You can decapitate Jeremy Lorenzo. You can decapitate anyone that purposely steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles with the intention of sucking his dick after he rapes me. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, qué asco, gente. Qué asco. Oh. ¿Quién se lo envió a Richie when he raped me in 2023? Oh. Ew. 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 I press harassment charges towards Richie. What else? 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 They're disgusting. One of them was possibly in town for that. Ew. Possibly one of them was cities. Yeah, they're disgusting. They're disgusting. I've heard them make tables or in the library we're gonna sit down. Ew, ew, ew. They're sick, disgusting. Full gas. Anyways, I'm heading over to my apartment. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can have steals my money, gets in the way, mercy money, steals my vehicles, steals my homes. Steal my money, get in the way, mercy. It's April 18th, 2021. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, you can gravitate just like I was talking about in the swans. You can gravitate the swans. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're rapists, murderers, and thieves, so they get in the way of people's lives. So that one doesn't find someone to date and be happy. And then want to rape one all the time. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I was so not whatever talking to teachers. What else? Yeah. Anyways, I'm no longer speaking here. You selling money, getting away, we're saving money. You can declare there's a half brother that raped me when I was 3. Now bullying me through Facebook in 2020, that doesn't make me as a weak person. They're disgusting. And I expose them, they expose themselves. I'm not weak for expressing the abuse towards me. Very strong, actually, very pretty. Anyways, not bad for homeless. What else? What else? What else? What else?